Hello and welcome to the next video in the series. This is part 3 and probably going to be the last part with any luck. Now we're going to be swapping tubes, and the first thing that we need to do is to make sure that everything is disconnected from the tube in the Ferguson. We've already done the tube in the Alba. We've already swapped our scan coils across, so they're all ready to go. And what we need to do now is just disconnect everything in here. So this is our scan circuit or neck board. Sorry, not scan circuit, that's our neck board. That's already disconnected. This from one of the Degauss coils is already disconnected. It's like it's an earthing strap of some sort. You need to get the line output HT connection off. And down here is a connection for the Degauss coil, which needs to come out as well. If you see there, that just comes out like so, literally just pulls off. And you can also tell what type of chassis you got. So in this case, we've got the TX85, which is quite useful. And incidentally, this whole chassis just comes out like that. So you can actually remove the whole board from the unit for ease of swapping, which if there was a problem when these were current, is very likely what a service engineer would have done. They wouldn't have bothered doing any troubleshooting. It would have just been a case of straight out, like so, disconnect, and then straight in again with a replacement board. No troubleshooting, nothing. Just a straight board swap, which is a very effective way of doing it if you've got the spares, mainly because you don't have any sort of fussing about to do. So let's take this off. And that'll be easier said than done holding this. So let's come out of here and we'll do this off camera. So that's disconnected, as you can see there. And what we'll do to make this even easier is we will actually remove this board in its entirety. So there's literally just a speaker connector at the back here. Actually not quite as easily done as I thought. It's actually soldered to the board, so we'll leave that in, hang on a minute. We will take it out, and I think, yeah, you can remove the speaker as well, look at that. It just comes off a treat. So that is your entire TX85 chassis. TX90 is very similar. They're complete with plug. And as I was just saying, that is how a lot of companies servicing these, when they were new or current, would have conducted any repairs. Swap the whole board and you don't need to worry. Now we're going to need to keep this, which is currently attached to the tube, and a couple of other bits and pieces as well, because we want to reuse this Degauss coil. This one's held in with a combined screw / 8mm arrangement. So that's one. So there's 4 in total, 1 for each corner. Screws don't come fully out because you've got the Degauss coil in the way. And yeah, we want to reuse this Degauss coil simply because the other one is quite different. Mainly different connectors, if I'm going to be perfectly honest, so you probably could adapt, but if I can easily take this one off, then all the better. And another screw. There we go. And lift. If there's any resistance, make sure that you've fully unscrewed. And we can actually, with a bit of jiggling, you can actually get these out. There we go, there's one. There we go, and that is one CRT removed. So I'm just holding it in place and removing the screws around, making sure that we don't put it in upside down, because that would be amusing. And there we go, sits in nicely. So we need to screw it in place now, so we're going to use the screws from the Ferguson, so from the original tube. And we'll just get those into the way. I've got two of those. I'm just trying to find the other. Oh yeah, there's the other two. It's alright. I've got two in my hand, two on the counter. Right, so get the first one screwed in. Now, when you're doing this, make sure you use non-magnetic screwdrivers, because you don't want to introduce impurities and localized magnetic spots onto the tube. There are ways you can get rid of those, and to be honest, if it's a low magnetic field, low strength field like a screwdriver, it shouldn't cause too many problems. The next degauss should just pop off. There we are, so that's two. And then we have another two to pop in. And I'm trying to find the hole for that one, which is interesting. Easier said than done, but we will get there. There it is. Oops, that's that one. So probably don't fully tighten the other ones until you've got all of them in, I think is the trick with this one. There we are. Final one. And then tighten in a diagonal fashion. And that way you get it tight, but equally tight. There we go. And then we can bring it up and we can have a look, see how it looks at the front. Frontal aspect is pretty good, to be honest. Looks okay. No problems there at all. Sits nicely in the case. Almost as if this was its home all along. So, what I'll do is I'll put it to the side like so. And we'll get the camera in on the action. And what we're going to do now is we're just going to pop the TX85 chassis back into it. This is because you won't be seeing a pause in the video, but I will be coming back to this at a later point. So let's just get this back in so I can put it back into storage. Also keeps everything nicely with the set. Get that magnet out of the way, for God's sakes, James. So mount that back into here. There we go. Push this back in. Again, that should be something that the Degauss will take care of, hopefully. There we are, that's that. That can sort of sit sort of around there. And there you go, that is the TX85 chassis back in. So this is almost sorted. So welcome back. We are apparently on part 3 of this video. Part 3 of 3. But I think it's going to be a lot more than 3 episodes. Well, not a lot more, but a couple more at the very least. Let's see if the coils move. So the coils, as you can see, will move. You can see the picture moving slightly. What I want to see is if I pull them away from the tube, so away from the picture, that actually gets a lot less all of a sudden. All of a sudden that's displaying quite a good picture. Just found a random cassette. Let's see if it'll play. Yes, it will play. And
almost every family will know the heartache of losing a loved one.
well, I'll be darned. That seems to have worked. So repositioning the coils slightly away seems to have resolved my purity error. So you can see that's the coils moving there because they're unsecured at the moment. You can twist them like that. But pulling them back has actually resolved the initial problem that I had. So I'm going to tighten them back up because they are now in a good position. And the final thing is to actually get some more rubber feet to sit them in so that they don't move again. So I'm just checking that stays level, which it seems to be at the moment. And tighten this up a bit more. And then we need to get the feet in place, which I can do off camera. So I'm going to be reusing some of the feet that were on the Ferguson coils, but that, just down the colour a bit. I need to do a proper setup, obviously. That's the brightness. That one's colour. Black and white. Colour, but no purity errors anymore. I'm really pleased with that. That is a good low mileage tube. It's running with the Ferguson coils and it's running very well indeed. Well, part 3's a wrap. Let me show you what I've done. So, pull these back slightly. So undo this screw, pull them back slightly so you can see they're away from the feet at the moment. So I'm going to need to wodge in either some extra gluey stuff, which I'll probably do off camera. So some extra hot glue on the feet to make up space. Then once I can get this working, a full setup using this, Probably going through the VCR because that seems to be stabilising the output to RF rather nicely. As you can see, it looks bloody superb, and that needed none of my correction magnets, which is good. So that means that the tube's actually in good shape. It was possibly the original coils that are bunk or junk. So these scan coils off the old Fergie are superb, it would seem. So it's the scan coils and not the tube that were at fault. And this is a Chumbawamba tube, I think. Yeah, Chunghwa. And Chunghwa were at one point one of the biggest manufacturers of CRTs in the world. They're a company based in Taiwan, from what I understand. And yeah, they've done some pretty good work, actually. That's a good tube, and that is now a viable little portable set. So, outro. Really pleased with that. Good stuff. It's working just in time for Christmas, which is nice. So that's a nice Christmas present to myself. But you know what? Don't know why I'm doing that. That's it for oh, Minder. Cool. I forgot that was on this tape. But that is it for today. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. If you found it useful in any way, please hit the like. Sorry, I was just looking at my other screen. Please hit the like button. Otherwise, have a good Christmas, have a good New Year, and I will see you all very soon. Take care. Thanks for watching.